Hello my friends and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And it's the third weekend of the month, so I'm doing my cooking video. And I know I hinted last week that, no I'm sorry, not last week, last month, that I would be making beef stew, but I'm going to save that for when it's actually colder, like more into the fall, like maybe even next month, which is, October. But it's still September, it's still a little bit warm, it's getting cooler, but not quite yet where a good meal of beef stew would be enjoyed. So I am making sausage and peppers. All right, so I'm not going to make it with tomato sauce. I know a lot of you out there, especially Italians, like to have it with tomato sauce. I'm not going to do that, make it that way. I've actually grown to like it without tomato sauce. So it's going to be basically cooking up the sausages, cutting them up, and you're going to see how I do it because I pretty much figured out a way to do it that's best for me. Also, I'm going to already have the peppers cut. I'm going to already have, well, actually, you know what, maybe with the onion, because I'm not going to be doing it with that tool that I've used in the past, like to mince it up. I'm going to be doing it more like slices, so maybe I'll do that on camera. And potatoes. There will be potatoes with my sausage and peppers, and rather than just boil potatoes and throw them in the pot like I usually do, I'm going to do a little unique thing that I basically am doing it for the first time making sausages and peppers, especially for me and my kids. I'm going to be doing my seasoned potatoes. So I know I've done it on camera before. I'm going to try to do it again. All right, so stay tuned, and I'm going to get into the kitchen, get everything ready, and I will be right back. Okay, I've started preparing some food, and like I said, I'm going to be doing my seasoned potatoes. I have done it on the channel before. I'm going to show you. Well, I'm going to show you before I put it in the oven, and I'll explain it one more time. But what I would normally do for sausages and peppers, I would normally just take about 3 or 4 russet potatoes, cut them up, boil them to get starting to get soft, and then throw them into the skillet pan with the sausages, to cook up later. I wanted to do something different, like I said, so this is actually my first time doing it this way with this, with the way I would normally season potatoes. So let's just get this camera. There we go. Okay, now you can see it. Yeah. So got him in the Pyrex. I'm making two Pyrexes. You get the small potatoes basically I could say pulling out I mean, this is actually big for what they normally would look like. For one here, it's usually they're more like around this size. So anyway, so you put some oil in them. Put some oil. I mean, it doesn't have to be a Pyrex. It could be any cooking container that you got. So put some oil. You put the potatoes down. You put down onion powder, garlic powder, and then Italian seasoning. That's what I chose to do. So now I got all this ready to go. Tilt you back up and to me. Okay, so it got all. Sorry. Anyway, got this all ready to go. I'm going to get it in the oven. I'm going to do that off camera because I've said this before. Quite frankly, my oven door is falling apart, and I don't want it shown on camera. But anyway, I'm going to put it in the oven. The temperature is set to 425 degrees. I'm going to put it in there for about 45 minutes. And so basically, when it's done, I'll mix it in with everything else. Now I'm going to be basically, so now I'm also going to be preparing peppers. I'm going to be preparing an onion, and what else do I got here? Actually, that's it so far. And then of course the sausages. So yeah, so basically, so I'm going to get all this set up. I'm going to start preparing stuff. I'm going to start cutting things, and be right back. And maybe I'll cut the onion first, and then I'll show you what I did. Alright, so I'm going to get all this ready to go, and hopefully when I come back I'll also be starting the sausages. Alright, so stay tuned. I'm back, and I did actually start the sausages. I got a nice big round skillet pan that I got it in. It has a lid. I could use the lid as well. I'm going to start cutting them up, so let me position this. Okay, just bear with me. Okay. Alright, so got this pair of scissors. It's not like normally for chicken, but it works very, very, very well. It's very, very sharp. And so here's what I do. This is what I do. So just take it, just cut. There you go. So now with the sausages cut, obviously it's going to ensure that it cooks all the way through. Because as you can see, as I'm cutting it, it's still like red in the middle. Well, now that it's going to be cut, and it's going to be in like these nice little pieces, that red will definitely not be there when it's, you know, when I have the finished product. All right, so do one more. All right, so give me a sec here. All right, so I'm going to finish that up, and then I'm going to put the rest in. I'll come back. I'll put the peppers and the onion in, and then you know, let it all cook up. And on the timer I got for the potatoes, got about 6.5 minutes. I'm not going to throw that into the skillet until after everything else is done, because that's technically already cooked. Doesn't need to be cooked anymore. All right, so stay tuned. I will be right back. Okay. I let the sausages cook up a bit. You know, there's like 3 minutes left to go for the potatoes. I figured, you know what? Let me let it cook until that timer goes off, so I can take out the potatoes, and then I'll deal with everything else. So, right now, oh, let me take the lid off. So, now it's time to add the peppers and the onion. Just know, like I said, I'm not going to add the potatoes until the very end, because they're already cooked. They don't need to be cooked more. But you know, once you know, let me get this first, and then we'll talk about that. All right, so give me a sec here. And there we go. Sorry, it takes you know, when you're doing it by yourself, it takes a while to get the angles right. Okay, so as you can see, I'm sure that it's started to cook all the way through. So now, this is onion I prepared. Basically, I cut it into slices, and then I took those slices and I cut them in half. So this way, you know, the onion can just fully come apart while it's in here, because I'm going to stir it around with a wooden spoon. But let's just get this in here right now. And this is going to be a very peppery sausages and peppers. Like I said, I usually get the 4-pack that has one of each color: the green, the yellow, the red, and the orange. This is all 4 of them. Yeah, and all in it goes. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but just mix it up a bit. And as I'm mixing it, as you can see, with the onion, it is starting to come apart, which is exactly what I want. Alright, get it all here. So now, basically, the goal here is to let this cook long enough so that the peppers start to get soft. Alright, so let's cover this back up. Alright, give me a sec here. Okay, so now I'm going to let that cook a bit. When I come back, it should be soft. The onions, I think they call it caramelizing. You know, it's where some might still be solid, some might be a little bit kind of like liquidy, which is just fine. And then once that's done, that's when I'm going to add the potatoes and bring it to the table and take a bite. That's going to be the best part. All right, so stay tuned. I will be right back. That's been cooking for a while now, and the peppers are indeed getting soft. So is the onion. All right, so let's bring it. Okay, I gotta do a little adjustments here. Okay. So let me move the lid. Yep. See, because the peppers are getting a bit limp. You don't want it to get too much, So that's actually pretty good. So now I'm gonna use another little. Let's see. Okay, I could do that without burning myself. Now I'm basically just gonna take these, throw them in, and so once I get all the peppers, sorry, and oh shoot, just realized I'm covering everything that I'm doing here. All right, sorry. Let me turn this. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so like I said, scoop them up, put them in. Scoop them up, put them in. Sorry, I was covering it before. It wasn't until I looked back at the camera that I realized that. No. So yeah. Normally, whoops, sorry. These are sticking a little bit. So yeah, so normally I would have basically, like I said, taken about about 2 or 3 I'm sorry, not 2 or 3. About like 3 or 4 russet potatoes. I would have cut them up, and I would have put them in. Well, boiled them first and then put them in. All right. But I decided to do it differently today. Give it a little extra flavor. All right, so let's mix that in. Now, I guess with this, it's about as close as you can get to what's called like a one-pot meal, because everything is in here. Everything is in the pan. Yeah. Let me turn this back again. Okay. Because everything is all right here in the pan. So, I guess, it's technically as close as you can get to a one-pot meal, although I had to use all of that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this cook up for just a couple of minutes. Let's get this camera back up here. All right, so I'm going to let that cook for another couple, just like maybe like a minute or two, just to get it all together. And I'm going to bring it to the table, and I'm going to take a bite. So when I come back, I'll be at the table with my plate in front of me, ready to eat. All right, so stay tuned. I will be right back. I'm at the table, getting ready to eat. All right, so let's tilt this down a bit, and so yeah. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Yeah, eventually I get it in camera shot. There we go. Look at that. Now I always season with a little bit of salt and pepper. And let us dig in. Piece of sausage. Very good, very good. Got some potato and a bit of onion. So. And now, there's just something about cooked peppers. Something about it is just so awesome. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. Very, very good. If I do say so myself. Yeah, something I taught my son to do. My compliments to the chef. And just so you know, if you do have on hand like Italian bread, this would very, very much it would taste very good in that. Absolutely, if you have it. The only thing you may have to watch out for is, as with everything when it comes to making like a hero, is the food sliding out. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, I highly recommend it if you have Italian bread, some good Italian bread, some good old-fashioned Italian bread, especially. Definitely have it with that. But anyway, that's all I'm going to have for today. I'm about to call my children down, and we are going to feast. So anyway, please like, subscribe, and share this video as much as possible. It's the best way you can support the channel. Also, go to Tabletop Jones Productions and do the same there, because John and I are trying to post more often there. And next month I probably will do the beef stew. But now the question is, do I do it regular or do I do it Irish? And for those of you who don't know, and I found out actually from a restaurant that I went to, Irish beef stew is basically beef stew on top of mashed potatoes. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll actually get good at making regular mashed potatoes instead of doing instant. Maybe I'll do that. Who knows? Well, anyway, thank you again for watching. If you decide to make this, I hope you enjoy it. I know I will. And you have a great day, and I will see you again. Take care of yourselves.